Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. I'm starting a new series on my channel called Nightmare Queens, and I'm going to be focusing on vintage horror from the 1970s, 80s and 90s written by women. I thought I would make a little introduction video to this series just to talk a little bit about my aim for it and my reasons behind it. I recently co-hosted the Ladies of Horror Fiction Readathon along with the excellent Ladies of Horror Fiction. I will leave them linked below. I really want to continue promoting female horror authors, but I want to focus on vintage horror because A, it's just something I'm really into, and B, because I think so many of these authors and their books are overlooked. When we think about the horror heyday of the 70s and 80s, we might think of Stephen King or Dean Koontz, two incredibly prolific writers of that era. And whenever I see people's lists of, their top 10 horror authors of all time or their top 10 horror books of all time, filled with authors like Clive Barker and Jack Ketchum, Ramsey Campbell, and yeah, all fantastic authors well worthy of being on someone's top 10 list. But I then always wonder, where are all the women? And it makes me wonder, are these people reading horror by women and they just don't like it as much as what they read by men, which is fair enough? Or is it because they're not reading many or any horror books by women? And another thing is, I feel like a lot of people say they don't know of any female horror authors, and I mean, to start, that's quite a lazy thing to say, honestly. Just a quick look on the internet will tell you otherwise. But I do think it's fair to say you maybe don't know where to start, or you don't know which books or authors in particular are good. That's totally fair enough. And I feel like today with social media, it is a bit easier for female horror authors to get themselves known and get their books talked about. You know, I see a lot of people here on BookTube and also on Bookstagram promoting female horror authors there, which is fantastic. But then it makes me think, what about the books from 30 years ago? And it just makes me a bit sad to think about all of these forgotten gems that not many people are talking about. So my aim for the Nightmare Queens series is to read and review vintage horror written by women, and hopefully I will be able to share some really great gems with you. I already have a huge TBR list for this that is ever growing, but if there are any particular books or authors that you would like me to talk about in this series, do feel free to let me know in the comments below. I've started a Nightmare Queens playlist on my channel, and I've already added in a couple of previous review videos that I've done for books that totally fit the bill for this series. That was The Cipher and Bad Brains, both by Kathy Koja, and both were amazing 5-star reads for me. I have also started a blog, so I will leave that linked below, and it's pretty bare bones at the moment, but I will be adding to it as the series goes on. So let me know what you think. I, for one, am really excited to share my reviews with you. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!